Welcome back to the channel. It is Zion here at X Designer Breeze, where we strive to educate you, the viewer, on everything fur babies, from puppy to adulthood. In today's video, we will be reacting to this video posted by one of my favorite content creators out there. I am Zoe, or Goddamn Zo. This video was only posted last night, entitled Dog Boarding Facility Nightmare. Zoe, if you're seeing this, I'd really appreciate some love, so go ahead and send all of your subscribers over here. Now, I have seen this video last night, but I wanted to react to it because I think that there's some important takeaways here. Now, so without further ado, let's just get straight into it.
So this is a story time about trouble and what happened and what I think happened, and bitch, this is what happened. Now, I'm not trying to put the blame on anybody. I don't want to put the blame on anybody. But bitch, somebody did something, and whoever know they did, and bitch, when I find out, I'm gonna bust you in your shit. Period. I went out of town. When was it? It was October the 5th. That's when I went out of town. So I took him to the place on the 4th. Wait, I don't want to get it wrong. Turn it back around. Rewind it. I dropped him off on the 5th, right? It was around, oh my God, 12 o'clock. And so before I could drop him off, they said, okay, he has to get his rabies shots because his rabies shots are about to expire. I'm like, okay, cool, great, shoot him up, bitch, what's that? Then she said, oh, you gotta get something else to snip a car, blah, blah, blah.
His edits are so funny, they're so hilarious. Now, he's talking about Trouble. Now, initially when I watched the video, I had no idea who Trouble was. I didn't even know that he had a dog. But I did some digging, and Trouble is actually his Cane Corso, and I found some photos, so I'm going to pop some photos up here or some videos maybe of him and Trouble here, just so that you guys can have a reference as to how Trouble looks.
I said, oh my God, I just came here to board him, bitch. What's all this extra shit? What's going on? What's going on? So I said, do it. So she did it, and I'm just like, well, how much is it going to be? It's probably like 400 something. 400 something dollars? Bitch, I came here to board my puppy. I didn't come here to get a whole bill. But I had to do it, girl, so I did it, girl. And she was like, you want the rabies that's just for a year or the rabies that's going to be for 3 years? I said, bitch, shoot him up, ho. COVID is real, and he's not going to catch it in these kennels. So she shot him up for 3 years. She did the stipple carve or whatever. She did the fecal exam, they did all this other stuff. You know, boom, he is good. When I took my dog there, he was shining. He was clean.
Clean as a whistle.
He was healthy. And nothing was wrong. Poops, thick, the size of a brick, bitch. So anyway, I leave him there, and before I leave, I took him some food. Mind you, let me shake you. Get the bucket. Where's the bucket?
Mind you, I have seen this video before, and it is still hilarious to me. He is so expressive, which is one of the characteristics, the traits that I like about him. He's very hilarious.
I'm sorry, I had to grab all this shit. Okay, so mind you, I leave him with this, right? This is his food bucket, right? Mind you, $72 for this? Girl, I could've just got me a trash can from Walmart. But anyway, breathe, girl. So I leave them with that. Mind you, all that was left was probably like 2 scoops. Look, let me show you the scoop. This is a scoop. I feed him 3 scoops twice a day with 1 whole strip of salmon that I cut up and I cook, right? So anyway, I told them, I said, look, let me tell you something. Every time I leave Trouble anywhere, I don't care if he's at my house and I leave, if he's at my parents' house, or if he's at a friend's house and I leave, he's not going to eat the first day because Trouble, he has like a separation anxiety thing where I guess he gets sad that I'm gone. So mind you, I was like, those 2 scoops are fine. I'm going to be back on the 6th. I dropped him off in the morning.
So let me just pause it right there. He said that whenever he leaves his dog anywhere, the dog usually does not eat for the first day because he has separation anxiety and so forth. So which is typical for most dogs, and especially puppies. Whenever we are rehoming puppies, whenever they reach their new home, they tend not to eat because of anxiety, being in a new environment, being away from litter mates, being away from mom. So you new dog owners out there or new puppy owners, just be mindful of this. Just watch how their eating pattern, especially when you first bring them home. Ensure that they're at least drinking water. And if they're not eating, then you're gonna want to give them something sweet, maybe like honey, or they have other products on the market like Fortical, or other products as well, where it prevents their blood sugar level from dropping, which would potentially cause hypoglycemia. So just bear that in mind, guys.
He had already ate when I fed him, so that means all you had to do was give him that at nighttime. And then I already knew he wasn't gonna eat because his salmon's not in there. And when his salmon's not in there, trouble is picky. It's like, bitch, you giving me just drop food? I know you fucking lying. Don't give me that McDonald's. So I said, he's just not gonna eat, and I will be back the next day. It don't matter in the morning. And then on their thing, it says how many times you want people to play with him. I told them play with him twice a day. Woo, woo, woo. I should have said keep him away from the other dogs, because sometimes people don't take care of their dogs how you take care of your dogs. Their dogs that have like runny diarrhea, or do they have all these shots? Well, you gotta have your shots to be boarded, but you know, some folks their dogs just have illnesses, girl. Anyway.
Which is true. I'm sorry I'm pausing the video so much, but he has some great points here. That's a very good takeaway as well. Most people, when they bring their dogs to these boarding facilities, they're not paying attention to that these other dogs, they may not know what they have. And although most boarding facilities, they have paperwork that they need to fill out, say for instance, bring in their shot records and stuff like that, you still may not, you can't be too careful about what these other dogs have. As well as you bringing your dogs to like doggy parks where they interact with other dogs and so forth. You just have to be careful, especially for puppies or puppies who haven't had gotten their full vaccinations just yet. I always preach this in all of my videos. Ensure that your puppies have had all of their parvo vaccine and at least their rabies vaccine before having them interact with other animals.
So I left him, I told him to play with him, walk him, give him tender loving care, and watch him when I come back to pick him up. With this shampoo that is for his skin, it's called dermatitis, whatever, it's medicated. Right. I leave, I'm gone on the 6th in the morning, and bitch, I come back, right? Ooh, bitch, I'm just all wrong. I drop him off on the 4th, leave on the 5th, and I come back on the 6th, okay? So that morning on the 6th, so he was there all on the 5th. Let's get this correct, so. So anyway, I go on the 6th and I pick him up. When I pick him up, he looks good. He looks good, he smells good. They have a little scarf around his neck, so mind you, I'm not paying attention to shit. I'm just like, oh, okay, ain't trouble, ain't sitting on the minute, bitch. Woo, woo, woo. And I leave. Child, I look in the thing. It's the same 2 scoops that I left for him, right? Did nobody say, hey, Trouble didn't eat, but we fed him this, or Trouble didn't eat, so woo, 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 woo. Mind you, I thought there was no food. I thought there was 2 scoops of food that I left in here in the trash can. Keep up with that now, y'all. 2 scoops that I left in here in the trash can.
We're keeping up.
And nobody said he didn't eat or nothing or yada yada yada. Now remember that. So Trouble comes home and I'm like, okay, well I'm gonna go and do his nightly feeding around at 7 o'clock that I always do. So I go to feed him. I cook the salmon. I put in his food because I went to PetSmart and bought some more of his food to feed him. He eats Science Diet, the salmon and rice version, because he don't do chicken because for some reason chicken makes his skin dry. I don't know why. So I put it down. He don't eat. I'm like, okay, well maybe he's just, excited I'm back home. But no, bitch. He's already eaten some food or something there.
He's so dramatic.
So he's like, I don't want this. I done had me some McDonald's and fries. I don't want this salmon and stuff no more. This high vibration food. I want the low vibration.
He's so dramatic.
So I'm like, okay, he's not eating. All of a sudden.
What the fuck? Stop playing!
Zoe, this is a kid-friendly channel. Ooh, All right, let's continue.
Your stomach doing trouble. What's going on with your stomach, nigga? What's going on? It's like a garbage just falls on. So we go outside. I said, I know they did it. Another 2 seconds later. Nigga, you just did a waterfall right here. 2 more seconds later.
Wow.
I'm like, what the is happening? Bitch, are you dying out of your asshole? What is this, bitch? It's like instead of throwing up, he's puking out of his ass. This was 3 puddles of shit that smelled like a septic tank. It wasn't even like normal shit. It was like death. Like he ate roadkill and the shit was coming out. I'm like, and bitch, we're outside. This is enough for it to ventilate, and bitch, it almost killed me standing right here. So I'm like, my God, what is it?
Right.
So then we go in the house. Then all of a sudden he run back to the door. I'm like, I know the you lying, but I ain't gonna clean no shit up. So I said, go! He ran outside. I said,
What the fuck? Stop playing. What the fuck is that? Ah! What the fuck is that? I'm scared.
oh, he dying. He is dying. I said, oh, Trump, you not staying in the house? I'm not cleaning up shit. We've had this problem before where I go to sleep and that shit it wakes me up out my sleep. I mean, the shit is crazy. So I put him in the garage. All of a sudden, I'm asleep.
He's so dramatic.
I said, I know I put this motherfucker in the garage.
Right.
Bitch, I go downstairs. It's like, bitch, like, it's like a f***ing oil leak from the car in the garage.
Ooh.
I said, trouble.
What happened?
So I used the pressure washer. I pressure washed the garage. I did everything. Mind you, he good though. He running around. He happy. I'm like, bitch, what the f are you happy about? Nigga, should you be tired? Do you even have fluids left?
Right.
What is up with you, sir? So I started Googling. I said, is it Parvo? Is it Gardadine? G-I-R-D-I-A? Whatever the f it is, grenadine, whatever the f that shit called.
It is so hilarious. He deserves his own show, for real. What he's referring to is Giardia. Giardia. That is a parasite, a parasitic infection, which usually attacks the GI tract. It is passed down through feces and also water. I will be making a separate video explaining parasitic infections for puppies, which include Giardia and also Coccidia. So stay tuned for that video coming in the near future. But I doubt that it is Giardia. But let's continue.
Googling, it said he'll be lethargic, diarrhea smells like a foul odor, and just every loss of appetite, not drinking. I said, what he drinking? He's not eating. Now this is the 6th. He didn't eat that night. He didn't eat that morning. 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way to the 10th. That dog did not eat, but he was drinking, and my baby was losing weight, right? I mean, when I took him,
all the typical signs of what he said, Giardia, but I doubt that that's what it was. Something that he noted also is that he wasn't eating, which is loss of appetite, but he was drinking, which is great because if he's losing all of those fluids, he's gonna need all the fluids to replenish that. So drinking is good.
I weighed him myself. He was like 152, 153, right? And by the time just slow down, so I'm over it. This has been a roller coaster for me.
Right, which can be very stressful.
So anyway, we're on day 7 where I'm cleaning the garage, right? And I'm just like, okay, Trouble, you gotta do something. So I get on live, I talk to y'all. Y'all say, Zoe, give him chicken, give him rice. I'm like, I'm not giving him no chicken because I don't want it to shock his stomach because I don't know what the f happened at the boarding place. He's been on salmon, and I do the rice. So I boiled my rice. I did chicken broth, and then I did rice water. Because I also read, just in case you don't want to put it on his stomach, but you still want to give him that rice, boil rice, and pour that over in water, the rice water. So he didn't do the rice water. He looked at it like it was stupid. I guess the smell. He didn't like the starch or whatever. He nibbled on the rice with pieces of his food in there, but he really didn't eat it.
It's irritating me.
So yeah, I'm like, I don't know what to do. So then the 8th came, still didn't eat. But he's still running, he's playing, he's not vomiting. Diarrhea still coming. At this point, the diarrhea is not like a light brown anymore. It has turned to a dark brownish black, and it's slimy. And I'm like, okay, what is happening? Because like I said, he's still drinking, still active, don't seem sluggish or lazy. So I'm like, it's not the problem, whatever, because that says he would be weak and whatever the case may be, vomiting and all that, but he wasn't vomiting, just shit. So then the 9th comes, I'm like, you know what? Because I didn't want to leave the shit in the garage. I'm like, he's just sniffing them fumes back up, and it's just, you know, and then it's coming in the house. So I'm like, at this point, from the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, I'm done with pressure washing and cleaning up shit. And baby, this is not a nursing home. I'm sorry. I can't do this no more. I don't even like smelling my own shit. What the fuck I'm cleaning up y'all shit for? Bitch, and I'm finna give him some gloves in the napkin and mop and say, bitch, you do it. At this point, sleep it. So, I go and I'm like, it's time to go to the vet on the 10th. I'm like, we gotta go, because this is ridiculous.
Right.
So we go to the vet, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And I'm lost. Mind you, there's these knots on the back of his neck, and when I left him with this, right? Mind you, when I put it on shoulder, it's only right here. It don't even go, because see, this goes on the back of his neck. His neck is so big that only this goes under, and this right here goes on the back. But I left this with him.
That's a huge dog.
These knots, and they look like scabs, were starting to form on the back of his neck, right? To me, that seems like pressure. And these things do dig into you. Keep that in mind. He's a big dog. When y'all are probably out there walking him, I don't know if another dog can, because when another dog comes, trouble goes wild. And you do have to pull him because he wants to go and play. He's not gonna be rough, he's not gonna be mean, but he just wants to play. But if you're not used to my dog, you're gonna think he's going to hurt that dog. And so I don't know if y'all pulled him, I don't know if they kept him in the cage with this on, but common sense tells you to take it off. Because one time I left at my mama's house and they left this on for like 2 days, and he slept on it. When you sleep on it, it kind of pulled the hair out of his skin, right?
Now I'm gonna pause you right here, and I'm gonna just say that Zoe, you were kind of wrong in this case, because you shouldn't have brought that to the boarding facility with him, because they may not know. I mean, you said common sense may have, but you can't just depend on the judgment of others who are in care of your animal, right? In care of your pet. So I'm just gonna say you shouldn't have brought that with him, because you have your own protocol as to what you do with it. You take it off at night. Whenever he's sleeping, you take it off whenever he's in the kennel, so on and so forth. So you can't really put it on them, especially if you didn't mention it to them before. Because even though you said common sense may have, you can't really put that onto someone else. Now, I don't think that would be the cause of any intestinal issues that the dog may have had. But let's just continue to see what transpired, and maybe we'll get some resolution here.
Keep all this in mind. So when we go to the vet, I asked her about this, the back of the neck, and then I asked about the body, what's going on with his body. They were in there, they were talking to me, just terminologies I don't even know. I'm not a veterinarian, I don't know.
Right.
So they did a fecal exam, they ran blood tests, they did everything. At this point, I'm like, I want to know everything. They even checked for the skin to see what that was, see if it was like parasites or something. They came back, and before they did, like, oh, it's gonna be like $700. $10. Oh my God, it's $700 Girl, at this point, he all right. I give him a Benadryl and some alcohol for the neck. We good, but no, I let him do it. So she come back. I was gone for like hours, maybe 3-4 hours. It took like 3-4 hours. Everything came back fine. She said, oh my God, his blood work is perfectly fine. He has no parasites. He's good. He's clean. Ooh, I'm like, I know. I take care of my dog, but I wanted to make sure he didn't pick it up from nobody else. Then she said, but on the back of the neck, she's like, I'm just convinced it's this. I said, baby, let me tell you something. I don't pull my dog with this. And I said, when we get in the house, I take this off. Well, I just see that it's something that was up here. I said, yeah, because he was at my mama's house. And at my mama's house, this right here, she let him sleep on it, and that's what happened. I said, so don't come with me thinking that I did this to my dog neck. Them motherfuckers was roughhousing my dog, and I ain't pissed, or another dog got hurt to my dog.
I will hurt you. So what you trying to do?
But don't tell me that shit is what I did. So she gave me some cream and I put it on his neck, and we're trying to see if that's gonna fix it up or whatever the case may be. But something happened. Those look like marks. Because why is it nowhere else on his body but except for his neck? And maybe when they cleaned him, because they gave him a bath, and maybe when they cleaned him, they put him on this. And trouble does this if you don't know how to keep him still when you're giving him a bath. I know how to keep him still. But if you don't, baby, he gonna do this, he gonna do that, and it probably was tugging. You know what, now I'm getting mad because I'm seeing everything in my head, and I'm ready to go in there and knock somebody out.
Now, before you do that, Zoe, before you go and kill anyone, I don't want to be a witness to any of that, but I want to mention that, yeah, that looks like a color that you shouldn't bring anywhere if you're boarding your dog, if you're letting your dog stay with a friend, a family member, or so forth, because they may not know the protocol that you use whenever that color is on, which looks very dangerous, by the way. That color probably weighs more than 2-3 of my dogs put together, right? I must pause here as well just to read a comment, and this is a comment that I wrote by Ex-Designer Breeds, and I quote, "Not all vets and boarding facilities have the best care of our pets in mind. Most are money hungry and are business most over care and health." I stand by that statement. Not all medical facilities for pets and not all boarding facilities have the best philosophies when it comes to your pets in mind. And this, all the viewers who are watching this, just bear that in mind. Make sure, just as how you do your due diligence whenever you're vetting your breeders before you buy a puppy, make sure that you're doing your vetting as well whenever you're looking for a designated vet or a boarding facility, because not all of them, they have the I can't think of the word right now that I'm looking for, but they don't have the best care in mind for your babies. Can't think of the word right now, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. A response to my comment was made by Detroit Smooth, where she says, there was a story on the news about a veterinarian that was abusing a German Shepherd, and it was horrible. She said that she almost cried, and she couldn't believe that animals are treated in that way, which, believe it or not, Detroit Smooth, it happens quite often. And so you just have to be careful whenever you use these facilities and use these vets that you're not too sure of. Just make sure that you call references, so on and so forth, because that's important if you're leaving your pet in the care of others. All right, so let's just get back to the reaction here.
But anyway, so she gave me medicine for this. The whole exam was $846. But then what the last thing that got me and her was she was like, okay, well you said he has an 8 since the 6th of October. I said yes, and mind you, this is the 10th. And she was like, well, I'm concerned because the x-rays are showing there's something in his stomach, but it looks like food. I said, what? So that means he ate there.
Yeah.
But I was like, but they didn't tell me they fed him nothing else. So what is in his stomach? So I was like, I didn't feed him, but if he did all this shitting since the 6th and it's now the 10th, shouldn't all that food be the cat? So now we're in the office like, okay, well maybe it's something in there like a rag or a toy, and that's what's causing the diarrhea.
Okay, now I have 2 theories, but I'm gonna wait until he finishes the video before I give those 2 theories as to what happened to Trouble. Just, you know, to preface that right here. So let's just finish his story and then I'll just give my 2 cents as to what I think happened to him.
Because at this point, mind the diarrhea, then it's on E now. All he doing is bubbles. Every time he tried the shit, it was... and it just was like nothing was coming out but bubbles. Okay, and a little bit of mucus. So she said go to the ER and let them do their thing. So I go there. They was just like, you know what, they did their exam or whatever case may be. They said that they saw the same thing the person saw, like his stomach was full. So she gave me an option. She's like, you can take him home, bring him back, don't let him eat. Bring him back tomorrow, and we'll check the stomach again. And if we still see something in there, then we can run out. We can do whatever we gotta do. Or you can leave him here overnight. We will run fluids and things through his body, which is to flush him out. Whatever is in there, even if it's food, flush it all out, empty his stomach. And if they look at it in the morning and see that there's something still in there, then therefore it is an object and we will do surgery. And she said that's gonna be like $2,000 and something dollars, but if I take him home and bring him back, it'll be $700. I'm like, you know what? I just wanna leave him here so y'all don't think I'm feeding him. Flush him. So even if they do got food and that's not supposed to be in there, get that shit the out. Flush them. I want it out, even if it's a disease, whatever. Flush them. In them on my baby.
Right.
So they flushed them out, and she called me and she said, we don't see anything. And I was just like, so I go get them. They give me all this. This twice a day. That's for the diarrhea. This is for whatever she said. This is for nausea, just in case he get nauseous and don't want to eat, but he's been eating, so he ain't had to do those. And then they gave me the ID food. It's the digestive care, the one you gotta have prescription for, and it's chicken and rice stews. I don't like chicken, but bitch, we gotta make it work. And then they were feeding him the ID food as well, the low fat, so it doesn't have a lot of protein in it to make him shit. So when I went to go get it, right, I went and got this one. Oh, the red one, paying attention. I tried to go take it back and they got, oh, we can't take it back because it's something about the law, it's a prescription. Bitch, if I ain't used it, hold it, take it the back and give me what the I need.
Right.
So I'm riding around everywhere. I done went to Memorial Drive. I done went to the West Side. I done went to Roswell. I done went everywhere. And so I said, you know what? Just give me the purple one. I said, well, how the can I get rid of this and get my money back for it? They said, well, you probably have to go online and fill out why you did this and why you did that. And I said, just, I don't care. I just need to get my dog the right shit so he doesn't have another episode with his damn body. At this point, Trouble is doing amazing. Poop is back, solid. He's fine. I'm doing the stuff on his neck. Hopefully this stuff clears up. Because I don't like my dog looking. I don't like that. I don't like that. I see the flakes and stuff is coming off now, but it looks like, shut the up, I'm doing the story.
Okay, let's just pause the video right there. Now, I'm going to give my 2 cents as to what I think happened to Trouble. I think that two things could have either happened to him. The first thing is that he could have been allergic to one of those vaccines that was given to him. Not all vaccines are the same. So he could have had a reaction to one of those vaccines, meaning stomach-wise, not the reaction on his neck. I don't think the reaction on his neck caused any of the stomach issues that he was having, like the diarrhea, so on and so forth. So I think that it could have been either allergies to the vaccine, vaccines that was given initially, which could be a rare case scenario. But the other thing that I think happened is what he said is that they didn't feed him any of the food that he left for them. So obviously there was something in his stomach when he went to the ER, the emergency room, and they did their tests and so forth. They said that they saw something in there, which means that he must have eaten something. So I think that they fed him something, or they fed him some food that he wasn't on before. And whenever you change a dog's food, it is they're prone to have stomach issues, gastrointestinal issues like diarrhea and so forth. And that, I think, may have been the best case scenario as to what happened to him, which is, I'm not trying to say that it's you get what I'm trying to say. So I think that they fed him something. Maybe they have a standardized food there that they feed all the dogs there at the facility, and so they just gave Trouble that food, and that caused some GI issues. Now, pet parents, try not to switch food as often, and even if you do, try to ensure that you're transitioning the food and not just giving like a switch like that, because you're going to end up with issues like Zoe had here. Whenever you're switching food, or you say, for instance, see a food that you prefer that is probably better for your pet, try to give them a small portion of the existing food that you have along with a small portion of the new food that you want to introduce them with, and gradually change that over, introducing more of the new food until they are completely weaned from the existing food. That is the best way to change a dog's diet, to switch kibble, so on and so forth, because switching them just like that, and especially for these small breeds, the breeds that I breed, like Maltese, Maltipoos, and Toy Poodles, they are really prone to having these stomach issues, these digestive issues very, very quickly and easily, because their body is not really equipped to dealing with such a quick transition. So whenever you guys are transitioning, or even if you guys, say for instance, board your pets, or have your pets stay with a family member or a friend, ensure that you're bringing their food with them as well, so that you don't have to do a quick rush to buy food, or they have to buy a food somewhere that they're not currently on. Like I said, this brings us to the end of the video. I'm happy that Trouble is feeling much better. And if you guys like the reaction content that I just did, or other videos like this, please leave them in the comment section below, because I love the engagement and it gives me a boost to keep making videos like this. Also, before you go, check out this other reaction right here. It will make you cry, I promise you.